Have you ever wondered what a buyer is really thinking the second they walk out of your front door and get back into their car? Because I promise you, it's almost never what they said on your Ring camera. In this video, I'm talking you through the patterns my team and I see over and over again as we show clients homes across Danville, San Ramon, Walnut Creek, Pleasanton, and throughout the rest of the East Bay. You're going to hear what buyers actually think of your home's price, that one room everybody is too polite to mention out loud, and what about that funky smell? By the end, you'll know exactly what to fix before your next open house, not after you get an offer that's tens of thousands of dollars under asking. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jenn Collins. I help people buy and sell homes and figure out where exactly they want to live here in the Tri-Valley and throughout the East Bay. Most of the people we work with are relocating, upsizing, downsizing, or just trying to make a smart move without regretting it later. And that's exactly what this channel is here for. So let's jump right in. Really quick before we get started, I am a real estate agent, not a therapist, and not a contractor. Everything that you're about to hear comes from patterns my team and I have watched play out over hundreds of East Bay showings and listings. They are not from one specific home, and they are not from one specific client. Always get an opinion from a licensed professional before you make any repair or pricing decision based on any YouTube video, including this one. Here's the myth I want to correct first. People assume buyers will just tell you what's wrong when you ask them directly at an open house or after a showing. Most often, they will not. Buyers are coached by agents like me to never criticize a home in front of the seller or the seller's agent. It's bad manners, and honestly, it's just bad negotiating. If you tell a seller you hate their bathroom, you've just made yourself the enemy. So what actually happens is buyers walk through smiling and say, "What a lovely home, thank you so much for showing us." Then they get back in their car, and then they say everything they were actually thinking the second the door shuts. I've sat in that car and I've heard that conversation hundreds of times. This video is me translating it for you. The first group of things buyers never say out loud is about their senses, and it kicks in even before they've walked all the way to the kitchen. Smell hits first. Walking into a home that smells like a wet dog or last night's dinner or a candle that's been working overtime to cover up something tells the buyer's brain there's something being hidden here before their eyes have processed a single feature in your home. Buyers won't say, "Your house smells." They'll say, "We want to see a couple more before we decide." And then they'll never call you again. Lighting is the second sense buyers never mention. Walking into a dim house in the middle of the day with blinds drawn and lamps off doesn't come off as cozy, it just comes off as dark. Some agents won't spend the time to turn on all the lights before a showing, or sometimes you're racing around ahead of the buyers to get all the lights on. Sellers, leave the lights on. Yes, all of them. Help your house show its best. The second bucket is everything buyers are doing with the price in their head that they never say to you out loud. When a home is priced above what the recent comparable sales support, buyers don't say, "You're overpriced." They're going to say, "We're going to keep looking." And then they quietly just cross your home off their list. Here's the translation on comparable sales, or comps as we call them. These are homes in similar size, similar condition, and in a location that's sold recently nearby. They're the evidence of what your home is actually worth right now. It doesn't matter what you paid for your home. And I know you're going to hate it when I say this, but it doesn't even matter how much money you invested in your home while you lived there. And it definitely doesn't matter what your neighbor sold for 2 years ago. An overpriced home in this market typically sits longer, which buyers then interpret as something is wrong with it, which then leads to lower offers than if you'd priced it accurately from day one. When a listing says "great bones" or "bring your vision," buyers instantly translate that into, "Oh, this is gonna take a lot of money that I have to spend on top of the purchase price." And they're going to bring that repair checklist with them and start mentally discounting by tens of thousands of dollars as soon as they walk in the door. Next is anything that makes a buyer wonder what else they don't know. Visible DIY patch jobs, mismatched outlet covers, and that water stain that you've been meaning to fix all say one thing to a buyer's brain. If they cut corners here, where else did they cut corners? Buyers will never confront you about it. They'll simply build in a bigger cushion in their offer Or worse yet, ask their inspector to look twice as hard at everything else in the house. We toured a home with clients in Lafayette, and as we were walking through the laundry room, we noticed a fresh patch of paint on the ceiling that didn't quite match the rest of the wall. So when it came time for inspections, what did we tell our inspector? Hey, be sure to look extra hard at that laundry room ceiling. That's not paranoia. That's exactly what a small visible shortcut trains a buyer to do with the rest of your home. Now, if you're sitting there thinking about your own home right now and feeling a little defensive, that's completely normal. Take a deep breath. None of this is about your home specifically. It's about how buyers think, in general, in any home, anywhere in the East Bay. The good news is almost everything in this video is fixable in a weekend, and it doesn't require major renovations. If you're here in the East Bay and you're starting to think about selling your home, my team offers a complimentary no-pressure walkthrough where we'll tell you exactly what buyers will notice in your specific home, the stuff that's easy to fix and the stuff that isn't worth the money. And if you're outside of the East Bay, in another part of California or out of state, I have a network of expert vetted agents that I would personally send my own family to. Just call or text us at the number in the description and we'll connect you with a great agent in the area you want. So we've talked about the senses, we've talked about money. Next is the comparison that buyers are also doing that you'll never hear about, comparing your home to the house they just saw an hour ago. Pay close attention to what other homes are on the market. Take off your seller's hat, put on your buyer's hat, and go buy some of those competing homes' open houses. How does your home compare? How is your home priced related to them? Buyers are out looking at all the homes that fit their criteria, and if you're the highest priced on the market, you'll need to be able to justify that price with potential buyers. What all this means for you depends on what you're planning to do. If you're planning to list your home in the East Bay in the next few months, walk through your own house with fresh eyes this weekend. Open every blind, run an air purifier instead of a candle, and fix the small visible stuff, the patched paint, the mismatched fixtures, the burned out light bulbs, before you do anything else. These are quick weekend fixes, not renovation budgets, and they will directly affect how fast you sell and for how much. If your home is already on the market and showings aren't turning into offers, go back through this list honestly. It is almost always one of these quiet, unspoken things, not your price alone. If you're a buyer watching this, use it the other way. When a home smells a little too fragrant, or when there's a patch job that just doesn't quite match, trust that instinct enough to ask your inspector to look closer. Here's what you should remember. Buyers will smile on your Ring camera and tell the truth in the car. Smell and light shape a first impression long before a single feature about the house registers. Small visible shortcuts make buyers assume there are bigger hidden ones. And a price that doesn't match the comps doesn't get a conversation. It just gets crossed off the list. If this video was helpful, and I hope it was, hit the like button, subscribe to our community, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. And then be sure to send this to a friend who's thinking about selling their home. I'm Jen with the Jenn Collins Group, and we help people make smart, confident moves here in the East Bay, whether that's next month or a year from now. If you're planning to buy or sell your home in the East Bay, I'd love to guide you through the process. Call or text me at the number below to schedule a complimentary, no-obligation strategy session with me. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.